There's a lot of contact on the defensive line. You need to be prepared. Defensive linemen need to have what we call a motor. You almost like feel the guy. It's like your eyes are in your hands. You don't want to let him do what he wants to do. You gotta go and go and go and not stop. It was the spring of my senior year in high school right here at Nordonia. And now there's a gym right around the corner. There was a gentleman in there, his name was Chris Winovich. And he goes, well, you gotta check out Hillsdale. I'm like, well, yeah, let's go, let's check it out. Next thing you know, I'm on a visit with Chris Winovich to Hillsdale, and I'm there in the fall of 1984, and it just happened because I chose to work out after school one day. So life's like that, right? I mean, it just happens. When I first arrived at Hillsdale College to play football, we were in a rebuilding mode. There were a lot of seniors that graduated, really good players. They had a lot of success in the early 80s when Coach Lowry took over. When you enter a program like that, you want to live up to their standards. We were not going into a situation that was broken in any way, shape, or form. It was on a roll. There's a lot of pressure. I was a defensive lineman, primarily defensive end, defensive tackle. I was competing for a job just like everybody else. It wasn't a situation where there were returning starters, so that opportunity showed up, and I was fortunate enough to take advantage of it and play a lot of football my freshman year. Our freshman year, we were 6-4, which isn't bad, but it wasn't what the 10-2 type records that they were having. So what we needed to do as freshmen, as a group, really as a whole team, we needed to get used to the level of competition. The teams we played were very tough. That was the learning curve. It was the physicality, but what happened in 1984, I think, prepared us for 1985. All of the young guys, the freshman guys in '84 are no longer freshman guys. They're college players, and we learned what it was like to be a college player. We ended up 9-1 throughout the regular season. Our only loss was against Saginaw Valley. They were really good that year. The semifinal game, it was 21-3 at half. We were really getting our butts kicked, really for the first time in the season. We were really feeling like, oh, wow, we may be over our head. We got to do something, now or never. And we came out in the second half and just things started clicking. We eventually, a game-winning field goal by a guy named Mark Baker, and we win the game 24-21 on the last play. That was a big moment. That was pretty exciting. The championship game in those days, if it ended in a tie, that's how it ended. So there was no overtime rule. And played a team called Central Arkansas, very good team. Obviously, all the teams are good at that point, right? We're down 10-3. Absolute defensive battle. We scored on a touchdown pass with about a minute to go in the game to tie it, and it ended in a 10-10 tie. So technically we were co-champs, but we'd leave the co out. We just say national champs. I went to Hillsdale with one brother, and I came out of there with 6 more because I've got some friends, I consider brothers. They're real close. People ask me where I went to school, and when I say Hillsdale, I kind of do it, the elite education that you get at Hillsdale, and the professors were as good as they get. And it wouldn't have happened if I just didn't decide to go to a gym after school in high school and just run into a guy named Chris Winovich. It's weird.